I think that when it comes to the tech side, and even more specifically the fintech side, the problem is a lot of fintech organizations or the solutions that they have do not touch the root issue. It's very surface level. And so if I'm stepping back as a founder and from my personal professional, if I'm looking at root issues of even getting us even a step closer to where we need to be, I got a bucket of 20 things from a root perspective that's an issue. That is, getting people banked is number one. I guess even one example. The second thing is for this next generation who actually, for the most part, is doing decently well financially, but they're sandwiched in. So one part they're taking care of their mom and their dad or their grandparents, and then below them they're trying to be a good parent and take care of their kids to build generational wealth. It is, I don't know if anybody's seen, but we have these shirts that say generational wealth. And a lot of people are like, that's such like a cliche. And I'm like, it is a cliche, but I actually wear the shirts. And the reason I wanted to do those shirts was actually to spark a conversation, not around this whole like general conversation around like, yeah, we're getting generational wealth. It's like, no, let's talk about this true thing of like, especially as young Black people in America, doing our best, becoming entrepreneurs, luckily getting some form of funding, still way behind. We're still caught in this world where generational wealth is so far-fetched, not because we don't know it, we don't see it. It's because to obtain it, we are punching and breaking through so many things where it's like, I think I did a tweet about this. It went viral a few years ago. And I talked about so many of my friends who were making six figures for the first time. And it was like, I made it. But it's like, not really, because now I made six figures. Now mom is like, baby, can you help me pay my light bill?
Yeah, I'm ready to retire.
Yeah, I'm ready to retire off the 100K. And it's like, that ain't how that's 100K is not and I actually, my first time experiencing this was not being in Mississippi. It was when I got into tech and seeing like those young Black people who look like me finally making that move and going to Silicon Valley and being like, I'm making 150K, which of course we all know in San Francisco, that's not a lot of money. But in their world, it was like to make 150K coming from Alabama, Mississippi, even, North Carolina, that was huge. But then for your mom or your dad or your little brother or your cousin, Uncle Pookie to be like, oh, you in Silicon Valley working for a tech company making 150?
Yeah.
No, light bill due.
Yeah.
It's rough over here. So there's so many levels to even getting to the digital and tech divide that it's so many root issues. And I think the problem is, and why it's going to take those 50 years, is because until we address the problems to even get to that actual problem, we got a long way to go.
Financial literacy and tech literacy go hand in hand. Think about it. You probably can't watch this episode if you don't have good internet access or high-speed data. If you don't have a computer or a smartphone, you can't use any of the financial apps we may recommend or even download a resource that may be available to you. And by the time you figure that all out, the tech you have may be outdated or incompatible with the other tech that you need. When you think about it this way, the digital divide is about more than just access, literacy, and affordability. It's about survival, quality of life, and about who's being given a fair chance at upward mobility.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Cashing Out the Podcast. To see more videos like this, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and be sure to turn on your notifications. To get your copy of Cashing Out the book, visit Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, your local bookstore, or download the audiobook on Audible.